Step 1. Find an outfit that you can destroy the crap out of. Okay, so now I'm taking some of my tulle from Michaels. Celebration glitter tulle. I grabbed the Michaels tulle because really it was just a really big package, and instead of me ending up with like a little bit here, a little bit there, or guessing my sizes at a fabric store, that's what I went with. So the tulle, when you look at it, it looks like it's completely gold, but it actually is very thin gold shimmer, depending on how much I add. So what's happening is with this white romper that is now glitterified, it is a skirt version. So I am going to take wire, this, and I'm going to create like a tulle band and have it sit under here to give it a poof. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so now we're going to take the tulle and the wire. I've already done a little bit of it. And you're just going to grab random parts of it and just really kind of like give it a grip. And you're going to keep doing that all the way down. Okay, so I finished spooling the tulle. It's not obviously pretty, it's going underneath. But just to warn you, gold tulle sheds everywhere. So we're gonna hope it vacuums out. And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna tie this around the body of the dress so that essentially it's my waist, but it'll, as you can see, it'll add that poof because the dress has like a big poof to it. Stage 1 is complete. So as you can see, I have taken the tulle in the gold and I've made kind of a poof layer. So now it sits there and gives it that look out. And then the gold tulle is a little bit more see-through than expected. So we're gonna have to layer it. But now this way I almost have a full skirt. Okay, so now I've cut out a layer of tulle. The gold is double-sided. Sorry. Okay, anyway, there's 2 layers of the gold, just because this gold is shedding a lot and to bring out the most of it. And then I'm currently cutting a layer of white, which I'm gonna have to double do so it gets more white and sit on top of that. Okay, so I forgot to put this forward beforehand, but essentially I took a whole bunch of wire and I bended it to be the shape of the back piece. And because the wire, some of it's green, some of it's white, it's actually old clothing hangers, I am now wrapping white tulle around it so the color doesn't show underneath. Okay, so after I added the gold tulle for the underlay, I'm using the lace tablecloth, and now I'm hot glue gunning that onto the piece. So I forgot to video again, I apologize. But the next step, so we'll say step 5, is on the front of this, I folded it over so that I would get that cross beam that was happening without cutting off the fabric. And then I'm just gluing it onto the back. And then because of the way the back piece lands, I shouldn't have to do anything about the back, but we'll find out slowly. The arms have extra space, so I just had it fold over like that. And if you look from far away, you can see how the skirt still has its poof happening. I'm leaving these untouched because I don't think they'll show, and then it allows me to get kind of a little girdle look happening more. Okay, well so next step, while the dress dries, as you can see, there's still the back piece that happened. And when I took the hangers on, I put the tulle underneath and the lace on top. I need to work on a higher piece, but I just picked up these glow lights from Dollarama. And I'm gonna stick them here along the line so that the piece glows on its own. And when that's done, then I can glue the back half of this in, because you can see I haven't glued it around. But instead of cutting 2 pieces of material, I just made a really long piece of material that folded over. The only issue is I wanted a cape to flow from the back, but the way the lace is, it's too heavy. So I'll have everything fold up, and then I will have to figure out an alternative for the cape. Okay, so I now hot glue gun these. The part that goes near my armpits is where the battery packs are going to hide. And they're on off, so I don't have to worry about it dying. So as you can see, like, on, off. So it just gives it that regal look. If someone was looking to remove, like, the lighting, you can always cover a light with a black piece of paper. Like, even with my hand, it reduces the brightness. So now we are going to just fold over the lace, glue it on, and our back piece will be done. Ooh, that looks so good. Okay, so as you can see, there's too much weight happening. So when I wear it, I'm going to have to really make sure I bend the wire to sit under my armpits under the outfit. And then I get that white look above my head. Because if I let it fall back in a way that it's comfortable and sits like this, then as you see when I'm wearing it, I don't get that same head glow. Okay, so I'm going to try it on quick for you guys. So as you can see, I've got it so that that bustle will happen there. And I've got this skirt thing. I have to decide though, I haven't pinned these together. So when I move, it's not the same. And let me just make it so the camera shows you. It's not essentially the most flattering, and really and truly we do want to look cute at the same time. So even with the bow still being available to tie in, I'm not getting the same cinching. So there might have to be an alternative made. But I'm going to show you guys what happens when I put the back piece on. Whoop. So, oh wait, I just told you guys to make sure the armpits go in. So I still have to adjust the armpits, but as you can see, I get that halo crown. I'm getting this happening. So I'm going to cut the fabric off so that I can see my collarbone, because her collarbones were fabulous. And then this is what's happening right now, you guys. My roommate might be getting sucked into this so he can start showing you guys pictures. Okay, so for the headpiece, I'm actually using a chef's hat. If you look really closely at the light, it already has the folds. And I can either poof up the hat or dip it in, which is actually what I'm doing. So I'm going to use wire and dip it into the hat. And then I get that straight across look that she already has. And if you go to the chef store, like just a uniform store, I was able to grab this for $12. So what I did was, I don't want to screw it up, but I took just a vase and I'm using it underneath to hold this in place. And as you can see, it's dipped. So, I've got my wire right here and I'm going to ring it around and I'm going to glue that in. So far, we've used a lot of hot glue and very little fabric glue, but let's make this work. So to hold the space, I just used craft wire from Michaels, and then I put electric tape and duct tape. So you see how it's holding this? And then I can fold over that so I get the look in the front that I want. And glue. Okay, so my hat is still looking like too much of a chef's hat. So I bought this paper craft band where if you look really closely at it, it almost looks like a basket. Zoom in camera. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 bands around this to give it that texturized kind of, hopefully fix what I did and make it look less like a chef's hat. And it's kind of enough of a yellow where if I put a little bit of mesh on it, do you see, you still get the basket detailing, but it now has more of a white to it, which I'm hoping will work out very nicely. So I'm going to wrap that around twice. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to essentially make a basket for my head. Okay, so as you can see, I put the basket along and now I have it going up. The way it was packaged, it wants to keep curving back. So I'm going to curve it forward, and then while I was ripping it off, I took a couple layers off and I'm going to streamline it to go like that. Okay, so the weaving's done. And then I wanted to add a different type of texture, so I actually used a wire underneath. And then I went to Michael's and got, like if you do threading needles, I got that fabric because it has a basket texture to it. There we go. And so I put it in the background so I wouldn't be weaving for 800 hours. There's still a little bit of space I estimated the length wrong, but this is where we're going. So went all the way around. It's just not showing in the back, which to me isn't a big deal because no one's seeing the back of me, but I could just go pick up more fabric. So it's double weaved on the bottom, and then there's this. So I'm going to glue one more weave on the top so you don't see this part. And then I'm going to spray paint it with a can of spray paint from Michael's. Like all my notes, people, and my bananas. So I got this called Rust-Oleum Universal Spray Paint. That's the French side. We'll see what happens.